What does the word Maal mean? Which is literally translated as wealth. But let's first dig deep and know what are its roots. What's the root word of Maal? Maal comes from the root Mim Waw Lam, which primarily means to incline or to lean on. Like they say, Mal illa means he inclined towards. So, from this, the noun mal originally referred to anything towards which the self inclines or desires to possess. It wasn't restricted to just gold and silver. For the ancient Arabs, mal could be camels, sheep, date palms, or even weapons, anything valuable to their context. So, mal means that which one inclines to because of its value. It can be emotionally, economically, or socially. How the ancient Arabs understood mal. Before Islam, yani pre-Islam Arabia, the pre-Islamic Arabs, we call them Ahl al-Jahiliyyah, had a tribal economic system based on livestock as the thing. Livestock included camels, where they were used as a form of currency, transport, and status. And then the second thing here was land and water access, which was meant for controlled resources for grazing. And then there's what we call the spoils of the battle, which is referred to as anfal, yani raiding tribes that accumulated mal through conquest. And then the other aspect was about the barter trade, where goods and services were traded each other with no coins involved. So, for them, mal was a source of power, honor, and continuity of lineage. This was crucial because in tribal Arab culture, wealth meant survival and social leverage. So they will say, وَإِزُّ النَّاسُ مَالًا أَكْثَرُهُمْ إِبْلًا, that the most honorable of people in wealth is the one with the most camels. So they could treasure, that was their heritage. So when you look at what the Quran says, in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the word mal in three aspects. The first one is the trial and test, as Allah says, وَتُحِبُّونَ الْمَالَ حُبًّا جَمًّا, and you love wealth with immense love, intense love. That is Surah Al-Fajr, ayah 20. So, wealth is not the goal. It's a tool of testing to reveal who will spend it in Allah's cause and who will hoard it without selfishness. The second thing is about what we call the temporary allurement, the temporary enjoyment. Mal is something which doesn't last for, it's just here in this temporary world. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Ali Imran, says that He has beautified for mankind is the love of desires, as it continues, and hoarded treasures of gold and silver, yes, and horses. That is the enjoyment of this worldly life. In Surah Imran, ayah 14, again I'm repeating. So, mal is not evil, it's neutral. But your attachment to it determines your spiritual position. Your attachment to what? To your wealth which you have, it's connected to the spiritual position. The third aspect here is about the means to an internal success. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, خُذْ مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِمْ صَدَقَةً, that take from their wealth a charity. That is Surah Tawbah, ayah 103. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala redirects mal from being a source of ego to being a vehicle for purification of what? Of the soul and the society. In Islam, mal is not condemned, but misuse of mal is what? Condemned. So here, that is the Quranic transformation of what mal is meant for. The first is what we call amana, yani trust, belongings to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, it says, وَآتُوهُمْ مِنْ مَالِ اللَّهِ الَّذِي آتَاكُمْ, that, and give them from the wealth of Allah which He has given you. Surah Nur, ayah 33. So, it can also be referred for zakah and infaq, yani social justice tools, whereby we talk of balance between enjoying the mal and not letting it corrupt the soul. So the thing comes here, why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to possess mal? Why? Why does Allah give us mal? Because mal reveals the soul. It really shows who truly you are. There's what we call the greedy soul The greedy soul hoards it, and the grateful soul spends it in its path of righteousness. So the balanced soul earns it ethically and uses it strategically for akhirah. It's just like a mirror. Mal reflects your internal character, who you really are. That's why Allah SWT says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. He says in the Quran, He says, لن تنالوا بر حتى تنفقوا مما تحبون. That you will never attain righteousness until you spend from that which you love. That is Surah Al-Imran, Ayah 92. So the conclusion of this is that mal is what the self inclines towards, what you lean on. Why? Because when you have mal, your family depends on you, your family and even the society can depend on you. And they incline on you for what? Support. That's the wisdom behind here. Now, culturally, during the Jahiliyyah pre-Islam, mal was used as a symbol of power and social capital. And comes to the Quran, it's a divine test, a spiritual mirror, and a tool for justice. So, mal is not the destination, but the vehicle to your final abode. You either ride it to paradise or it drives you to destruction. May Allah SWT protect us from the evil of mal, and may Allah SWT grant us what? Good in what? Having mal when He gives us mal. Allahumma amin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.